This is a spiritual conversation between Rishi Bharadwaj and a seeker. In the 6th century BCE, when the forests of Aryavart echoed with the chants of sages, seekers roamed in search of truth, pondering the mysteries of karma, fate, and the power of the mind. Among the revered sages was Rishi Bharadwaj, a master of deep wisdom and a seer of the Vedas. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a young merchant named Anirudh arrived at Bharadwaj's hermitage, his mind clouded with doubt. Anirudh bowed before the sage and asked, "O wise one, I have heard that great sages and yogis can manifest whatever they desire. Wealth, health, even miracles. But others say that everything is predestined and no amount of effort can change it. What is the truth? Do we shape our own reality, or is it already written?" Rishi Bharadwaj, seated under a sacred fig tree, smiled and replied, "Come, my child. Let us seek the answer through understanding, not mere words." He gestured for Anirudh to follow him into the forest. Bharadwaj led him to a clearing where a sapling grew. Pointing at it, the sage asked, "Tell me, my child, what will this sapling become?" Anirudh replied, "A mighty tree, Guruji." Bharadwaj nodded. "And can it become a river? A mountain? A deer?" Anirudh shook his head. "No, Guruji. It can only grow into a tree." The sage's eyes twinkled. "Then tell me, did the sapling choose its own destiny, or was it already contained within the seed?" Anirudh thought for a moment. "I suppose it was already written in the seed." Bharadwaj smiled. "Yes, my child. Just as the destiny of the tree is already set within the seed, so too is the path of every being. You may believe you are choosing your desires, but in truth, your desires are simply unfolding according to what has already been written." Anirudh's heart felt heavy. "So Guruji, does this mean I have no control over my life?" Bharadwaj's eyes glowed with wisdom. "Come, let us go deeper." Bharadwaj then took him to a potter's workshop, where a man was shaping a lump of clay into a vessel. "Look at this clay, Anirudh. It takes the form the potter gives it, does it not?" "Yes, Guruji." Bharadwaj picked up a lump of unshaped clay and handed it to Anirudh. "Now, tell me, can this clay turn itself into a pot by simply desiring it?" Anirudh shook his head. "No, Guruji, it needs the potter's hands." The sage's voice was deep and steady. "Then tell me, are you the clay or are you the potter?" Anirudh was silent. "You believe you are manifesting desires, but in reality, you are like the clay. Your form, your path, even your wishes are being shaped by the unseen hands of fate." Anirudh's breath became unsteady. "But Guruji, does effort not count for anything? Surely, if I shape my mind, I can shape my reality?" Bharadwaj picked up a half-made clay pot and crushed it with his hands, saying, "Even the strongest pot must break if it was never meant to hold water." Still unconvinced, Anirudh asked, "But Guruji, I have seen sages who can bring things into existence merely by thought. Does this not prove that we can manifest reality?" Bharadwaj led him to a lake at the edge of the village. "Tell me, my child, if you throw a stone into this lake, will ripples appear?" "Yes, Guruji." "And if there were no stone, would there be ripples?" "No, Guruji." Bharadwaj's voice softened. "The sages you speak of are merely throwing stones into a lake. They are causing effects because the causes were already placed there long ago. Their ability to manifest was part of their script, just as your limitations are part of yours." Anirudh's mind raced. So even manifestation itself is predetermined? Bharadwaj nodded. Yes, my child. Those who are meant to manifest will manifest. Those who are meant to struggle will struggle. It is not desire that shapes reality, but the unseen force of divine order. A deep silence settled over Anirudh. Guruji, I now see. Manifestation is not about creating something new. It is about aligning with what is already written. Bharadwaj placed his hand on Anirudh's head. Yes, my child. The wise one does not try to change the reverse course, he learns to flow with it. Desires arise, not because they shape reality, but because they are part of the reality that was already meant to unfold. That night, as Anirudh walked away, he no longer felt the need to chase after desires. For the first time, he simply let life happen. Moral of the story: desires do not create fate, fate creates desires. Manifestation is not about forcing reality, but aligning with what is already written. Even the ability to manifest is predetermined. Some are given the power, some are not. Effort is an illusion. What is meant to be will be, whether you chase it or not. The wise one does not try to create reality, he surrenders to it. The river does not choose its course, the ocean already awaits it. Om Namah Shivaya.